The curiosities of Squid Game never end. This week, new interesting details have emerged. In addition, some rather amusing production errors have been discovered. We'll see all of that here. Today on CharlieTales, we'll review new curiosities about Squid Game Season 2. Ready? Let's begin. In episode 3, when Gi-hun talks with his friend, we see a small production error. For a second, Jung-bae has his back turned to us, and here, we can see a hand fixing his shirt. The hand noticeably rubs his back. It surely belongs to a member of the production team. This error is still visible in the episode, but if it goes viral, Netflix will probably erase the hand with CGI, just as they did with the cameraman who appeared in another scene. The shaman woman demonstrates in several scenes that she has real powers. For example, when she meets Gi-hun, she says he is tormented by ghosts from his past, and that these souls forced him to return to the games. This is true. In episode 1, Gi-hun has nightmares, where he sees the corpses of Sang-woo and Se-byuk, his friends from the past. The shaman had no way of knowing this, but with her powers, she uncovered Gi-hun's past. Another detail is revealed in the same scene. The shaman finally says, "If we manage to get out of here alive, I'll perform a ritual to rid you of all that bad karma you carry." The woman says, "If we manage to get out of here alive," as if she knows these games are life or death. But this doesn't make sense. At this point, no one has played anything, and no one has died. Everyone thinks the games are just for money, nothing more. This detail establishes that she has real powers, and can predict certain future events. In other words, she isn't crazy after all. In several scenes, this woman has given prophecies to the players, even predicting some deaths. These prophecies might come true. In episode 1, Gi-hun has a nightmare, in which he is visited by the frontman. The frontman appears in his apartment, wearing his mask and black uniform. But this shouldn't be possible, since Gi-hun never saw the frontman in Season 1. He doesn't know his appearance or uniform, so he couldn't dream of him. The only time they interacted was when Gi-hun won the games. Here, the frontman spoke to him in the limousine, but Gi-hun was blindfolded. He never saw his mask. In fact, the first time Gi-hun sees the frontman in his uniform is at the end of Season 2. Another interesting detail is that in the limousine scene, Gi-hun heard the frontman's real voice, but years later, he doesn't recognize it in Player 01. In episode 2, Gi-hun takes a card from the recruiter. It mentions the name of a nightclub and the date October 31. This is interesting because this date is Gi-hun's birthday. We know this because his player file was shown in Season 1. It reveals that he was born on October 31st. This makes us think Gi-hun didn't receive this card by coincidence. The frontman knew Gi-hun was looking for him, so he instructed the recruiter to give him the invitation. The frontman scheduled the meeting on October 31st because it's a special day for Gi-hun. According to the show's production designer, the games in each season represent the villains' pasts. In the first season, all the games and settings correspond to the childhood of the elderly Il-nam. These were the games he played as a child. In the marbles game, the elderly man even says, "This place resembles his childhood neighborhood." On the other hand, Season 2 changes this concept. Now the new games are connected to the frontman. These games represent places he would have wanted to visit with his son. Remember, his wife died while pregnant. The new games are the pentathlon and the carousel. Both are places connected to children. The pentathlon represents the school the frontman never got to take his son to, and the carousel represents a fair he never got to attend. We all know Season 3 will be the series finale. This was confirmed by Squid Game's creator, director Hwang Dong-hyuk. However, this won't be the definitive end of the franchise. According to the director, he'd be willing to continue the story with a spin-off. In an interview, he revealed some of his ideas. For example, a series centered on the recruiter, the mysterious character played by Gong-yoo. They could tell us about his past and how he became so important to the organization. Another option would be to tell the frontman's backstory. His life remains a mystery, so a series about him would be great. The director also mentioned he'd love to make a series about the Pink Guards to better understand the characters, to discover where they come from, and what they do in their free time. These ideas are great, and I'm sure we'll see one of them come to life since the series is a massive success on Netflix. In the doll game, a man is injured in his leg and can no longer walk. Seeing this, Gi-hun goes back to save him. This seems to reference the first season. The first time Gi-hun played this game, another man with a leg injury appeared. But back then, Gi-hun didn't help him. He was so scared that he chose to run away and abandon him. This is an interesting detail because it shows Gi-hun's evolution. In Season 1, he was a good but cowardly man. He would never have dared to risk his life for a stranger. In Season 2, we see a darker Gi-hun, but he's still a good person. The key difference is that now he's brave. Gi-hun is now a leader, willing to risk his life for others. In the season, we noticed that several players knew each other before entering the games. For example, the YouTuber and his ex-girlfriend. There's also the elderly woman and her son. The same happens with Gi-hun and his best friend. This is no coincidence. The Squid Game organization carefully selected people who knew each other so that the deaths and betrayals would be more entertaining. This isn't a theory. The series director himself said it. According to him, the game organizers selected these people intentionally to create greater entertainment for the audience, the VIPs. Since season 1, the organization has shown us these kinds of tricks. In the marbles game, the organization asked players to form pairs without telling them what the game would be. Everyone chose the person they were closest to. But later, they revealed that the game involved killing your partner. This was especially painful for players like Player 69, who paired with his wife. The organization has always used tricks like these to create more conflict and make the deaths more entertaining and painful. Season 2 introduces a change compared to past games. This time, players can vote after each game to decide whether to stay or leave. This didn't happen in Season 1. In the past, they were only offered one vote, nothing more. Why was this change made? According to the series director, it was done to create more conflict among the players. He wanted to express that, in the real world, people always find ways to divide themselves, whether by social class, religion, or ethnicity. The votes represent that division. That's why it's so important in the series to divide players into two groups. They even give them stickers, so they can immediately be identified. This way, players can hate those who voted against them. When we're introduced to the YouTuber player, we're told he scammed his followers by selling them a cryptocurrency. They tell us he did this through his YouTube channel, which is called MG Coin. What's interesting is that if we search for this name on YouTube, we'll see that the channel does exist. It has the profile picture of the series player and already has 26,000 subscribers. Of course, the channel doesn't sell anything. It just uploads generic cryptocurrency videos. I doubt Netflix created this channel. Most likely, a fan of the series made it for fun. That's all for today. If you liked the video, you'd really help me out by leaving a like. That would be legendary. Also, remember to subscribe to see more videos like this. Thanks for listening. My name is Charlie, and I'll see you in the future.